after baby seems so much harder. Like pregnant is like
fun.
it's like, oh, okay, this is limited. Like, right, my ankles went crazy. I showed you, like, that hasn't bothered me really at all. But if someone was like, yeah, and it's never going back, well, I would be super bothered. Like, I've always had nice ankles and nice bony feet, not fat, puffy feet. And it's like, that would be such a problem if I was like, that's permanent. Or maybe it wouldn't, because in some ways, the older I get, the more I do see that what really would be a problem is if I lost my husband or my friend. Like, at least now my looks are not so important in bringing things to me in life. In your 20s, your looks have a lot to do with, are you going to have a marriage? Are you going to be able to conceive a child? It's like I feel loved for who I am, but I'd still like my thin ankles back. And then there's this. So I was a feminist, became a feminist in my early 20s, and always was a bit like, what is all of this about? They just raise women so that those women can raise new girls to have babies. Like, it didn't seem fair that we should grow up just to have to help other people grow up. And I think for a long time I definitely rebelled against that idea. Like, is that all I'm for? And now I see it differently, because I don't see it as just blind service. I see how that is part of a cycle of life, and a very valid and interesting process in its own right. But I also see that it very much interferes with me staying the same person that I was, knowing I'm going to give up something that I really, really treasure, which is just great gobs of freedom and alone time. And it's not like anyone has made me feel bad about that, but it's just something I know. This just huge shift from being a girl and being a young person and being someone who doesn't have responsibility, or can make all my responsibility just me. And yet there's a compulsion to do it, and I sense a real beauty in letting go of some of that. Like, and it's something you can't even put into words. It's like, I guess in the same way that a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, can it put into words why it would want to do that, or what the possible benefit could be? You just feel a need to do it. And even as you give up things you don't want to give up, it feels okay somehow. Like it's gonna be okay. And maybe even better. I hope.
I hope so. From your lips to whoever's ears.
Yeah.
Did you have